So, as you can hear, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back on the air, ladies and gentlemen. It is good to be back. It's really, really great to be back. As I am sure most of you have heard by now, the reason we were not on the air last week is because we were robbed. We were robbed, ladies and gentlemen. The gear that is used to make this show was, in fact, stolen while we were in San Francisco, California. And we're going to talk more about the actual robbery in a minute, folks. But at the top, right here at the top, I just wanted to let you all know, I wanted to let all you listeners know that there are, in fact, going to be some changes around here. There's going to be some changes around here at the Matthew Filipowicz Show after this robbery. For starters, ladies and gentlemen, because of the robbery, I have officially changed my voter registration from independent to Republican. I am now a registered Republican. Also, our show, the Matthew Filipowicz Show, is going to focus a lot more now on the issues of law and order. We're going to focus a lot more on punishing criminals, the no-goodniks, the street toughs, if you will. After the robbery, my wife and I, my wife Kate, or the Kate as many of you know her, the Kate and I actually went out and we bought not one gun, not two guns. Ladies and gentlemen, we bought 8 guns. We bought 8 guns at a gun show without a background check. 5 of those guns are assault rifles. We bought several high ammunition clips. We are ready for the next robbery. I gotta tell you folks, drones! I totally support drones now. If drones were flying over San Francisco, California, they could have evaporated the thieves from the sky, along with our gear and the innocent civilians who were around the thieves, but they could have evaporated the thieves from the sky. NSA spying, ladies and gentlemen. I now support that too. Maybe they can find the thieves and criminals through their phone records. Maybe the NSA can help get their emails or their metadata. I mean, come on, NSA, if you're going to illegally spy on Americans, at least you can get our stuff back. I also now believe in cutting social services, so there will be more people so desperate that they want to break into rental cars and steal things. Obviously, folks, none of that's true. None of that is true, obviously. However, I do personally blame Nancy Pelosi for my robbery in San Francisco. But in all seriousness, folks, I really do want to take a minute here at the top of the show to really sincerely thank everyone who has donated to the show to help us get back on the air after the robbery. So seriously, all of you who donated, thank you so much. From myself, from my wife, from Kate, thank you so much. Folks, I gotta tell you, it is really humbling to see how many folks stepped up in our time of need and just donated money to us. And some folks I know who are poor giving us money, which, I mean, like, if you're rich, I still appreciate it, don't get me wrong. But I know some people who are poor as we are, and they're like giving us money. And so thank you, no matter where you are on the level, thank you so much. Thank the folks who tweeted it. Thank you to the folks who posted it on Facebook. Thank you to the people who talked about it on their own talk shows, like Driftglass and Blue Gal on the Professional Lift. They talked about it on their show, and I actually got some donations from some of their listeners because of that. Like I said, it really is a truly humbling thing to see so many folks just stepping up to help. And I guess that's what's great about the progressive community, right? That's what's great about progressives, is when something happens, we all step up and help each other. So if you're one of those who hasn't actually heard about what happened in California, let me fill you in because it's a story that happened. Excuse me. So here's the deal. My wife and I were in California for a couple of things. Firstly, we were there for the annual Netroots Nation conference that happened in San Jose, California, which was great, and it was just a load of fun. I had a really great time at Netroots. I performed stand-up comedy with Laughing Liberally. My buddy Josh Bolotsky and I did our MST3K style live riffing of Atlas Shrugged, which was crazy fun. It was crazy fun. While at Netroots Nation, I got literally a ton of really, really great interviews for this show. At least 2 weeks of interviews for this show, which were subsequently stolen later on. I hope you thieves enjoy those interviews. I hope you thieves enjoy all those great interviews. You better, because you're the only ones who get to listen to them. So then we were at Netroots for a couple days. On Friday afternoon, we headed up to wine country in California for a good friend of ours' wedding, which was amazing. It was a great wedding. It was a wonderful time, just amazing. So Sunday, we check out of our hotel. We put our bags in the trunk of our rental car, and then we drive down to San Francisco for lunch with some friends. We park our rental car at a meter on a really, really busy street, like with just tons of foot traffic. I mean, this wasn't like some deserted alley. It wasn't some, I don't know. It was a busy street. There were tons of people on this street. It was, constant foot traffic, right? So we parked the car, we put money in the meter, we go to lunch, we eat lunch, which was actually, if you're ever in San Francisco, they have this burrito place that has like Indian spices. It's like Indian food burritos. Crazy good. Really, really good. Well, anyway, we go to lunch, we walk around a bit, we come back to the car, and we're at the car and nothing seems out of place. We're like, okay, time to get to the airport. We drive to the airport, we return the rental car, we open up the trunk of the rental car to get our bags, and we find that our computer bags are gone. Our computer bags are gone. My backpack, which had my computer, which I used to produce this show, gone. It also had I have this Pocket Zoom H4n recorder, which is awesome, which I used to record interviews. That's gone. As I said, that was what I had all the interviews from Netroots Nation on. The interviews, gone. My wife's computer, gone. Our keys for our house and car back in Boston, gone. The keys were in our bags, actually. We had the rental car keys, but we left the car keys in the bags, I guess foolishly, I suppose. So when we get back to Boston, one, we have to, get our landlord to let us in, but we also have to go and get new car keys made, which I've never had that happen before. Car keys are insanely expensive, like way, way, way too expensive. It costs like friggin' $400 to get new car keys made. Do you believe that? $400, because they have to like reprogram the computer chip that's in the car key. So $400 gone for that. So thankfully, what's really weird though is like they actually didn't take our suitcases, which were also in the trunk of the car. So, I mean, I guess they were just like moving quickly and just grabbed the small bags out of there. And thankfully, they didn't take the suitcases. A friend of ours said that apparently there's this, they have this kind of remote control thing that thieves just like use to pop trunks automatically, and they just sort of walk down streets, and if it happens to hit the right signal, the trunk pops open, and they guess that's probably what happened. Again, I'm not familiar with that, but I believe the person, so that's probably what happened. So it sucks. It sucks. We lost a lot of expensive stuff. We lost interviews. We lost, a lot of stuff. But, the truth is, it's only stuff. It really is. It's only material stuff. A few years ago, I was actually robbed at gunpoint with some friends of mine while we were in Cincinnati, Ohio. We actually went down to Cincinnati to visit the Creation Museum, which actually isn't in Cincinnati. It's actually in Kentucky. We went to the Creation Museum, and then that night we stayed in Cincinnati. And by the way, if you've never been to the Creation Museum and you happen to be in Cincinnati, totally go to the Creation Museum. It is friggin' wild. But yeah, so we were in Cincinnati that night, and we were robbed at gunpoint. And look, all things considered, after having a gun pointed at my chest, if I am going to get robbed, and don't get me wrong, I definitely do not want to get robbed again. I don't want to get robbed again, but if I'm going to get robbed, I very much prefer never actually seeing the thieves rob me, as opposed to having a gun in my chest. I definitely prefer the never seeing the thieves robbery to the gun in my chest robbery. You know what I mean? So, I mean, look, it could have been worse. We weren't hurt. We weren't threatened at all. And as far as that goes, we were lucky. And as I said earlier, we were extremely, extremely lucky to have so many great friends, great family, great listeners to the show who have, in fact, donated to us to help us out, to get us back going again. We haven't gotten enough to replace everything yet. As I said, there's a lot of stuff that was lost. The computer I'm using right now was bought on a credit card. We haven't replaced the recorder or Kate's computer yet. But we've gotten a lot in, and it really is wonderful. It really is just heartwarming to have this happen. So, hey, if you haven't heard yet, and you have a little extra money, and you want to consider donating to us to keep the show going, to get us back going again, we really do and would greatly appreciate it. Every little bit, $5, $10, no matter what, every bit does in fact help. You can make a one-time donation, or even better, you can become a member at MatthewF.net. If you donate any money, we're going to be giving you this month's members-only bonus episode, which we'll be taping later on in the week. But really, just to wrap up here, seriously, from the bottom of my heart, and from my wife as well, from Kate and myself, for all of you who donated, for all of you who spread the word, seriously, thank you so very much. We'll be right back.